Hey, what's going on, everyone? Henry Kaminski from uniquedesigns.net with another Friday tutorial series video for you guys. Today, we are going to get into the psychology of designing your ideal client. So let's get started, shall we? I'm going to share screens real quick here, and we'll get this party started. So one of the things that I want to help you guys with today is crafting a stronger and more impactful brand message to your audience so that you are relevant to them and that you resonate with them. Without those two R's, the double R's in branding, you're going to fall flat when it comes to connecting with your audience. So I'm going to help you design your ideal client today. We're going to dive deep, guys. So here's some things that I want you to pay attention to. So if you're worried about focusing too much on the things that don't matter, instead of creating value for your clients, I want you to listen up today. As entrepreneurs, I feel you. We get distracted very, very easily. We wind up sometimes focusing on things that don't matter. So I want to help you clear that path and start to focus on the things that are going to move the needle for you. If you're concerned that your product development process isn't more customer focused, then I want you to pay attention to this video today, because the worst thing you could do is create a product or service that nobody wants, right? So if those three things are an issue to you, let's continue, because I'm going to give you the clarity, I'm going to give you the focus, I'm going to give you the understanding today that is going to help you move your brand and your business forward. So one thing that I want you to understand, and we're going to go into this into deep detail, is the pains, gains, and customer jobs that your clients are trying to either eliminate or attract or accomplish, right? So let's look at client gains for a second. So client gains describes the outcomes your clients want to achieve or the concrete benefits that they're trying to seek out in your product or service, right? What a coincidence. I'm actually wearing close to the same outfit that's in this slide today. So I just noticed that. So what about client pains? So client pains describe the outcomes, the risks, and the obstacles related to the customer job. And we're going to talk about customer job in a second. What is a customer job? So customer jobs describe what clients are trying to get done in their work and in their lives. What are they trying to accomplish? What are they doing this for? We as coaches, consultants, speakers, authors, we need to understand what they're trying to accomplish in order to be effective and have a massive influence on them. So I want to dive into each one of these very deeply so you understand each level of pain, gain, and job. So what types of client jobs are out there that are trying to be accomplished? So one is the functional job. So completing a specific task to solve a specific problem. So let me give you some examples. So perhaps they're trying to design a website. They've hired vendors that fell flat or fell short. They've tried the do-it-yourself method. They are not a designer. They have no idea how to write copy. They shouldn't be doing what they're doing, but they're trying every which way to make this happen. So this is a great example. What about building a sales funnel? I have so many clients that have come to me saying that I've been in ClickFunnels, I've been in Lead Pages, I've been in all these funnel building sites, and I can't get my hands around it. I've spent hours of wasted time, and I just need somebody to get this done right? So here are some other types of client jobs. So what about social jobs? So social jobs are the clients that want to look good and gain status, right? So being perceived as an expert or authority is one thing that we as authority brands, and when I say authority brands, I mean coaches, consultants, speakers, authors. This is one thing that we really need to demonstrate and communicate. Otherwise, we're not going to be taken seriously. So these are social gains that we need, or social jobs that we need to accomplish, right? So types of client jobs. So what about a personal and emotional job? So the clients that are seeking an emotional state. And what I mean by that is hiring the right vendor, perhaps, or having a peace of mind that the job is going to get done after they hire that vendor. You know, I see a lot of folks hiring the wrong people for the wrong reasons and then wondering why they're out thousands of dollars and have to start from scratch again. I've seen it. I've actually been one of those guys too, and I know what it feels like. So hiring the right vendor is so important, right? So we also want to understand what matters most to them. So take us out of the equation. Let's just focus dead on our clients. And that is what we need to understand. We need to understand the level of importance of each of these types of jobs, right? So on a scale from, 1 to 10, what I just mentioned, how important are those client jobs to those clients? And you have to ask them. You have to ask them. Otherwise, you're going to be shooting blanks. You're going to be shooting against the dark, and that's not what we want. And that's why you may be struggling with gaining more clients or selling more product. It's because we're shooting in the dark. So let's jump into client pains now. So client pains is anything that annoys the hell out of your customers before, during, or after trying to get their job done. All right, so let's dive into these, right? So types of customer pains. Maybe it's a functional pain, right? Like a sales funnel not converting, right? So they need somebody with expertise to help them do that, right? So what about a social pain? Perhaps they're looking bad, or they got embarrassed because maybe there were some technical issues during one of their presentations. It happens a lot. Right? Their expertise, their authority gets tarnished when those types of things happen, right? What about emotional pains? What about them feeling bad every time they have to do something that they don't want? I'll give you a quick example, right? I had a client who hated accounting, but every first of the month he had to go through his Amex bill line by line by line to make sure each charge was categorized properly inside of his QuickBooks. It drove him absolutely nuts. And I said, dude, that's what bookkeepers are for. That's what they do. Are you going to continue to drive yourself nuts, or are you just going to hire them? Like, how much pain is that going to relieve now that you have that time every first of the month, right? What about ancillary pains, right? The annoying things that we have to do inside of our businesses, right? That we can't stand, right? Like my friend who had to do his bookkeeping on his own for many months until somebody like me came along and said, dude, what are you doing? Why do you have to do that? Right? Oh, well, it's another expense. Yeah, but it's driving you nuts. Every time you get done with that, you kill everybody. Like it's not worth it. Pay the $150, and get it done by somebody. It's a peace of mind, and it's going to help you be more productive, right? So what are some obstacles, right? Preventing the clients from getting started or slowing them down from achieving what it is that they're trying to achieve, right? We need to understand this when we're designing our ideal clients. This is going to make our messaging way more clearer. What about risks, right? What could go wrong and have a horrible negative consequence to their business, to their goals if they don't hammer this out and get help, right? So we want to make pains more concrete. So for example, if you're working with a restaurant and we're surveying customers, and one of their grievances is that they have to wait online for too long, right? What we want to do is make it concrete, because that's very vague, waiting online for too long. Well, what's too long? How long did you have to wait? You want to dig deeper here, because that's going to give a concrete pain. It's going to get more granular. We're going to get more specific. I always tell people, when you get more specific, you want to be more of your branding will have more of a laser focus. Your messaging will have more of a laser focus. So don't be afraid to ask these questions, right? And if they want to give you pushback, then say, you know what? I'm trying to get to the bottom of this so we can create a better user experience for you, customer experience for you. If you don't wish to ask these questions, that's fine, but you're going to wind up being more frustrated because we're not going to be able to exercise a solution. So we want to make sure that we make our pains concrete. Okay. So questions to help you think of potential client pains. Okay. So how do your clients define too costly? Perhaps they say, no, this is going to be a little too costly for me. Right away, we jump the price, right? But it may not be that. Right. So one of the things that may be an issue is it might take too much time. It might cost them too much time to accomplish. So we want to understand why and how we can create a solution for that. Here's the one that is probably going to be the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Popular, right? Costing too much money. So we may have a solution for that, right? Maybe we could do a paid payment plan, right? We could break it up over the course of a couple of months or a couple of weeks. What if they say it requires substantial effort, right? How can we create more of a done for you or a done with you service to kind of get some of that weight off of their shoulders? What makes your clients or customers feel bad, right? Let's get into that for a second, right? Is it the frustrations of continuous failure? They just can't break through that glass ceiling, or they can't find that right vendor, or they can't find that ideal client, and they keep attracting the wrong clients, right? What about annoyances? Like I mentioned earlier, doing things inside your business that you hate to do, like trying to design and build a sales funnel on your own when you have no experience whatsoever, or trying to build a website, or trying to create a social media presence without understanding who your ideal clients are, right? That's when everything starts to get fragmented and there's no real brand equity there. There's nothing that these clients can hold on to, your audience can hold on to actually feel safe. When they see consistency in you, you will become a safer option for them, okay? So what are the things that give them a headache? Let's dive into that. Let's ask him that every chance we get, right? So what are the main difficulties and challenges your clients are encountering? We need to know this inside and out, even better than they do, in order to create a stronger brand message and a clearer marketing message to help you generate more clients, income, and profit. So maybe they just aren't sure how things work and they need more clarity. They need more clarification. Maybe they need a little bit more hand-holding. If we know that, we can solve that problem very easily, right? What if they're having difficulties getting certain tasks completed, right? Like I mentioned before, website design or funnel design or managing a team, right? What negative social consequences do your clients encounter or fear? That is a big one, guys, because we are emotional creatures and one little thing can set us off and that's it. So perhaps it's a loss of face, right? Maybe something happened and now they're getting trashed or trolled online by a previous client, right? That's a problem, right? What about a loss of status? Sort of that would be the next logical thing that happens after they lose face. They're probably going to lose some status. We can't have that. And so we need to understand, how can we build that up, right? What about a loss of trust? Again, these are all sequential. These are all going to happen. It's sort of it's a chronological problem. Once one happens, it's like boom, 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 boom. We don't want that to happen, right? So what risks do your clients fear? That's another one. So let's ask these questions. Let's get it out there. Is it financial loss? Are they afraid of losing money? Is it popularity loss? Are they afraid of losing, a social media presence or market share? Is the risks too technical? They just don't want to get their hands involved in this type of stuff, right? So we got to find solutions. So what are the barriers? So what barriers are keeping your clients from moving forward? We need to understand this. We need to understand this. So is it an upfront cost? Perhaps the price point is they got a little, they got a little sticker shock, and we need to help them maybe break up the payments like I mentioned before, right? Is it a steep learning curve? Are they afraid to move forward? I remember when I started using Photoshop, back in the day, it was a huge learning curve for me, but I kept at it. I kept studying. I kept following my mentor's role. I kept learning. I kept asking questions, and eventually I got it, right? So let's dive into some customer gains, right? So the required gains is a gain type that we need to pay attention to. So, for example, without a solution, it just wouldn't work. I'll give you a quick example. If you couldn't make a phone call on a smartphone, it wouldn't work, right? So that is a required gain. This must happen for this outcome to happen, right? So let's look at that for a second. What are some required gains that your clients must get with your product or service, right? What about expected gains? Expected gains are basic gains we expect from the solution. I'll give you another example. We all know that iPhones are designed by the most creative people in the world, right? So we want to make sure that the iPhones look good. So these are basic gains we expect from the solution, right? So what are your clients expecting, right, to get from your results, your solution? And then there's desired gains, right? Gains that go above and beyond what it is that your clients are expecting. So for example, you have a smartphone, being able to integrate other devices with it, like an iPad, like an iMac, same thing, right? These are desired gains. What about unexpected gains? These are gains that go way beyond your client's expectations. For example, iPhones being and having touch screens, right? Just a simple example of an unexpected gain, right? Another unexpected gain is maybe doing a unexpected gift delivered to your client's home or apartment or office after they graduate. We do that with our Brand Accelerator clients. Every time we go through the strategy program, we send them a little something that is super personal because we've spent a lot of time with them, right? So they never expect it. You think we were sending them blocks of gold, and they just absolutely love it. So here are some questions to help you think of potential client gains, all right? So which savings would make your clients happier? Is it time? Is it money? Is it effort? What would make your clients' lives easier? Is it flattening the learning curve? Is it increasing your services or being more of a done-for-you agency? What about a better customer experience? People want to feel taken care of. They want to feel safe. We have to make this happen. Otherwise, they're going to go with somebody else. What are your clients looking for the most? Is it better design? Is it more features? Is it processes and systems that are smoother, that makes their business more efficient? What is it? So how do your clients measure success? We need to ask that question. It's the $1 million question right there. How do they measure success? If they want a $1 million business, how are we going to know, other than monetarily, we've become a successful $1 million brand, right? So we want to rank the pains, gains, and jobs. So we want to look at job importance, from important to insignificant, right? So here are some examples: improving your skill set, increasing your status, running your business well, better decision-making, improving and growing your business, communicating better with your ideal clients and audience. What about some of the insignificant jobs out there? So mitigating risk. Now, these are important, but they may not be as important as what I just mentioned. Designing products or services people want, collaborating with a partner, convincing clients about preferred methods, learning new strategies to help market or brand a business, or staying on trend. Okay? What about pain severity? Let's look at this. Extreme pains may be getting stuck or stunting the business's growth or the practice's growth, being associated with failure, going down the wrong path, lack of budget, lack of knowledge, making things no one wants. And then maybe some moderate pain is dealing with risk and uncertainty, lacking of time to be able to accomplish these tasks, wasting time on ideas that don't work. That's the worst, right? No clear path on how to get to the end result that they're looking for. What about too much theory, not enough action? Well, you can read all the books, download all the courses you want, but if you're not taking action, it could be a huge problem, right? What about creating boring content or confusing content that nobody's resonating with or is not relevant? It's a big problem, but we need to make sure that we're measuring this. And then the same thing goes with gain relevance, right? So essential gains that your clients or ideal customers may want: brand awareness, relevant value props, buy-in from clients, leads to quick wins and results. You know, if you're trying to move a mountain in one shot, it's probably going to be a hard thing to do, but if we chip away at it, we'll be able to move it no problem. Industry recognition. Again, that's status elevation. Clearer communication of value. When you can communicate clearly the value that you bring to your customer's life and business, perhaps, you're going to win. Help when they get stuck, right? We're all going to get stuck. We're all going to trip up. We want to make sure that we are putting high priority on this when we see this in the marketplace. And then coming up with clear key performance indicators. We want to make sure that we have a way to measure this stuff, right? What are some things that may just be nice to have? So maybe connecting with like-minded people or networking, application with confidence. This is a big one, but again, it's definitely something that we need to have and would be nice to have when we're delivering and growing our brand and business. When we can display confidence, people will be extremely attracted to that. If you don't have confidence in yourself, nobody's going to have confidence in you. That's what it is. Nobody's going to pump you like you pump in yourself. So we need to understand that, right? Leads to more sales. Again, easy to understand, concrete strategies to mitigate the risk, okay? So we got to step into our clients' or customers' shoes, right? So step one, we want to select a client segment. Who is it that we want to serve? Step two, we want to identify our clients' jobs. What tasks are your clients trying to complete? We want to identify client pains. What pains are your clients trying to eliminate? We want to identify client gains. What are the outcomes and benefits / solutions do your clients want? And how can we help them get there? Then we have to prioritize the pains, gains, and jobs, identifying what matters most in each category. Now let's get to work, guys. I gave you a blueprint, a map that will help you resonate with your audience, become more relevant with your audience, because you're going to know them better than they know themselves. So without taking action on this information, nothing will happen. All right. So what I want to do is I want to encourage you or invite you, if you would like to work with me on a one-on-one basis to help you build all of this out, so you know you're on the right track, so you know you're not going to get slipped up, you're going to get the clarity and the focus that is needed to expedite this in an efficient manner. I invite you to book a introductory consult call with me right there by visiting my website, uniquedesignswithaz.net/introductory-call. And I'd be happy to sit down with you, see if we're a right fit, and help you take your brand and business to the next level and start becoming more of an influence in your marketplace, right? So if you haven't followed me yet on social media, go check me out on Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn, as well as Facebook and Twitter. So hope you enjoyed this, guys. I had a blast. I hope that you take action on what it is that I'm telling you to do when it comes to defining and designing your ideal client. Because when you start to resonate with them, when you tap into the conversations and pain points and the gains and the jobs that they're trying to accomplish, you are going to be a desired pick. You are going to be the preferred option to choose when it comes to hiring an authority brand like yourself. So drop some comments below. Let me know if this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to respond. And again, guys, stay tuned. I am committed to bringing you as much value as I possibly can to help you build a profitable and reputable brand. I'm out, guys. Talk to you soon.